What's up there, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Road to Regionals, where we attempt to climb the online ladders and try to become a better commentator and just play some games and test some teams out that might not be the greatest teams in the world, but that's for us to find out by using them on the ladder and to see how good we can do with them. And to see how high we can climb. So what I'm actually going to be doing is I'm in a mood to make a video, obviously, because from my previous channel update, I had said that I really don't like forcing myself to make videos. I kind of want to make the videos. I really want to make a video right now because I kind of want to play on Battle Spot. Trying to get in the mood for Dallas was actually coming up in like 10 days. So we're going to be using our EPL Week 5 team that I had played and used against John Valentino, or you see 88-1 or 881. I don't know why I say 881. But that's beside the point. You can see the Pokemon on the screen. The only one that is a little unorthodox is that Reuniclus, which I think is actually pretty damn good. But we're going to be seeing Max Dees, 1500 rated player, using a Charizard X. This looks like a Charizard X team, because you wouldn't want to use Charizard Y with Grandpa, which likely has the Cloud 9 ability. Or you can have the other abilities. I forget the other abilities that have. Like, I know what they are, but I forget what they're called. Cresselia, Landorus T, Feeny, and the Togedemaru. Okay, alright, Togedemaru. I like Togedemaru on this team, actually, because it covers for the Charizard. If it is a Charizard Y, it also covers for the Feeny. I mean, I guess, like, the Pokemon that he can lead is Cresselia to kind of counter my Trick Room setup. I really have anything for Cresselia? I have Scrafty, but it really can't do that much damage to it. I don't necessarily know what I want to do against this team. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this. I mean, the Scrafty really doesn't provide me with much utility because he has a Feeny. Doesn't really do much to the Charizard or the Landorus. We can get fighting type attacks off into the Togedemaru, but he might not even bring the Togedemaru in this matchup. It doesn't really do too much against my bulky Mons, and I don't have a Water type on my team. Gonna bring the Togedemaru and Charizard. I'm gonna eat my words. I don't know why he's bringing the Togedemaru again. Like I said, it doesn't really do too much against my team. The Charizard really doesn't do too much against the Reuniclus, other than the fact that it might want to go for an overheat into it. Like, I can see a fake out into the Stakataka, overheat into the Reuniclus, like Mega Evolve, if he is Charizard Y, and go for an overheat into the Reuniclus. That would cover for me going for like a double Trick Room. I might be able to knock out the Reuniclus. It probably is. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for the safe Trick Room right here and then Protect, because I'd imagine that he's going to go for a not a Rock Slide, a fake out into the Stakataka to prevent me from getting off a Rock Slide. It is Charizard Y, which is kind of odd, because you have a Grandpa on your team now. We don't know whether or not it's Cloud 9, but you also have Feeny on your team, so you're reducing the water damage that Feeny can get off, unless it's like maybe Scarf, and you use it for like use Moonblast against like Salamancers and other fast dragons. Fake outs. Wow, he goes into the Reuniclus. Why? I didn't even see what the Charizard had gone for. Was it an overheat? I mean, I guess that would knock out the Stakataka? But why would you do that? I mean, I don't really understand that play. I guess to take care of the Stakataka because it threatens your Charizard? Huh, I don't know. But, I'm gonna go ahead and just go for the Trick Room right here again. And, what does he do? I mean, I can bring in my Abomasnow if he wants to go for the Fire type attack in the Reuniclus and just kind of sack that because the Stakataka looks really good against his team. Kind of want to save that for the Feeny in the back, though. Let's see if the Stakataka can take this. Let's just go for a Rock Slide. I don't think the Stakataka will be able to take this, but then again, Charizard is going to be at -2. He goes for it into the Reuniclus. Okay. I could have just... Oh, Encore, that's why. Okay, I wasn't even anticipating the Encore, and I should have been because the Togedemaru on my team was running Encore, so that makes all the sense in the world, because what I could have done right there is gone for the switch in. I obviously just said it. I wanted to do that play. is go for the switch into my Abomasnow onto my Stakataka slot, so I can get rid of the Sun Boost, and then even if we went for an Overheat into Reuniclus, that wouldn't have been able to take me out, and I get up Trick Room, and I change the weather. And Blizzard do a lot to a Charizard Y, and I can also go for a Shattered Psyche or Recover. So, really good play on my opponent's part, but I didn't fall through with my the move that I wanted to do. We didn't get off a successful Protect the following turn, so I'm just going to go ahead and Protect the Stakataka. He's probably just going to go for Fire type attack into the Marowak. He's going to bring in the Feeny, okay. I mean, this is going to be an uphill battle. Without me being able to get up Trick Room, I don't really think I have a successful way of winning, but I'm still going to play this out. Let's see if he does go for like an Overheat or something like that in the Stakataka. He shouldn't, because I didn't get off Protect the previous turn. He just goes into the Marowak, so we're going to get off the Rock Slide right here. Unintimidated should do a lot to the Charizard. Actually takes it out cleanly. He does get a free switch into his Togedemaru, but he doesn't want to bring that in against my Marowak. Brings in a Drampa, okay. So I kind of take care of the biggest threat to my Abomasnow. And it is Cloud9, so I don't know why you're running Cloud9. I mean, obviously it's not my opponent's team, but I don't know why the person that made this team would run Cloud9 and Sun. It's just counterintuitive. So, what am I going to do right here? I think I'm just going to burn another turn of Encore right here. And how many turns of Encore do I have left? One more turn of Encore. And then I'm just going to go for a Protect right here. I want to kind of get my Abomasnow in as safely as I possibly can. Because this is going to like, if I Protect this turn, because he obviously can attack into the Marowak, because I can't go for... Okay, so he's going to go for this. This actually, it's not going to be reduced, but this isn't going to be able to take out my Stakataka. This is likely Specs Feeny. It does a lot of damage. If it was in Sun, that would have been a 3-hit KO. Wow, he reads into this Protect from the Marowak. And what the hell kind of hidden power is that? Ground? You'd imagine it's ground for the Heatran. Alright, but if he locks himself into Muddy Water, I can just go for a Blizzard right here into the Drampa. Abomasnow might be able to outspeed the Drampa, especially if I don't Mega Evolve. I can go for the double up into the Drampa, actually. Because how slow is my... because we get a speed decrease, yeah, 58. Don't know how slow Drampa is. I know it's a pretty good Trick Room mon. You might want to run min speed on a team like this to keep the Trick Room in check. So, I'm going to go ahead and... for a Rock Slide, because this should be doing a lot of damage to the Drampa. I'm going to go ahead and go for a Boomerang right here, and then I'm not going to Mega Evolve. I'm just going to go for a Blizzard. Feeny is, yeah, he's going to go for Muddy Water. It shouldn't be able to take out the Marowak. I do have a fair bit of special attack or special defense investment. We don't get any accuracy traps, which is great. Let's see whether or not our Marowak outspeeds the Drampa. Hopefully it does. No, it does not. Okay, so that's just going to be a game anyway. We needed to outspeed the Drampa right there in order to go for the Boomerang into it, take out the Drampa with the Boomerang, and then we have a Feeny basically locked into Muddy Water. Yeah, that would have been able to take it out. So if we would have been able to outspeed the Drampa right there, so that's a pretty fast Drampa actually. If we were able to outspeed the Drampa, then we take it out. The Feeny isn't doing any damage to the Abomasnow. We wouldn't be able to Mega Evolve, and then likely just double Protect the Fake Out away. Or no, we don't want to do that because he does have Encore. And then the Togedemaru really isn't doing too much to me. So I could have followed up the next turn with a Wood Hammer and a Boomerang into the Feeny. Yeah, so whatever. That turn where I didn't do what I wanted to do, and again, I always have to go with my gut, even though it's not the most optimal play. Like I was saying when I was thinking about doing it, it was like maybe I could just sack my Abomasnow, but I was thinking to myself, well, maybe I got to save it for the Feeny in the back, because there's, I mean, my Stakataka was going to be struggling against the Feeny, although I could have went for a Gyro Ball into it. So also something to consider. I am a lonely Stakataka with max attack. So I could have brought in my Abomasnow like I said I wanted to. I bring in my Abomasnow, I change the weather. It reduces the power of Overheat. My Reuniclus definitely would have been able to survive that against the Charizard. Charizard would have been at -2 inside of Trick Room. I could have went for a Recover or Shattered Psyche the following turn. And then I could have gone for, you know, like a Blizzard or something like that. And then maybe gone for a Shadow Ball into the Togedemaru. I don't know. Togedemaru really wasn't doing too much in that position. Wasn't doing too much to either the Sakataka, the Reuniclus or the Abomasnow. Anyway, another QR code team. Okay, so Banry from New York is going to have... I don't necessarily want to say this is standards, but I've been seeing a lot of Tapu Lele Metagross all over the place, especially with the Zapdos, and Lando T is just really standard with the Tyranitar and the Gastrodon. Now, this is probably going to be Mega Metagross with Darkinium Z, Tyranitar, or also could be Scarf. You gotta watch out for those Scarf ones. Fun note, my Volcarona can actually survive an Adamant Max Attack Rock Slide from a Landorus because it's not stab, but it can definitely not survive one from Tyranitar. I really think Scrafty is looking good right here. Looking really good. So I'm going to lead Scrafty. I can always get an Intimidate down. Definitely going to bring the Abomasnow in the back. I'm going to bring the Reuniclus in the front, Abomasnow in the back. What else do I want to bring? I'm just going to bring this because this is pretty good. I have the Abomasnow for the Gastrodon if he wants to bring that. I have the Abomasnow for the Zapdos. I'm going to have my Stakataka generally just to soak up hits. I can always switch it in onto a Moonblast as well and go for a Trick Room with my Reuniclus. Let's just see how this wants to play itself out. I really, really like this team. I've only played the 2 games against John with it. But if you get up Trick Room, it's really devastating to face his team unless you have like some type of answer for Trick Room, reverse Trick Room, you know, taunting, not allowing me to get up Trick Room, or like roaring me out. Okay, so he leads. What I was not anticipating him to lead. This is definitely not what I was anticipating him to lead. I mean, what does the Landers really do? If he goes for a superpower into my Scrafty to get it off the field so that I can't go for a Drain Punch into the Tyranitar, I'm going to do a lot of damage to the Tyranitar and possibly Oko it because I am max attack Scrafty. I can also go for a Fake Out right here, and the Landers really can't do too much to my Reuniclus other than maybe go for a Rock Slide. So I'm going to go ahead and Fake Out the Tyranitar, and I'm going to set up the Trick Room. Yeah, there's really no reason for me not to set up the Trick Room. Tyranitar is going to protect. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Let's see what the Landorus wants to do. The only way he doesn't let me get up Trick Room is he goes for a Rock Slide and flinches me, but he's not going to do that. This is a lot of damage to Reuniclus. It's probably Bandit Lando. It's definitely not Choice Tyranitar, so that's really, really good to confirm. We are -1 with our Scrafty, so he's probably going to want to switch in the Landorus the following turn also to get another Intimidate on me so that the Tyranitar can survive. Should have went for a Z Trick Room so that I can go for a Focus Blast onto the Tyranitar. He definitely would not be anticipating that. And then go for a knockoff into the Zapdos. Definitely not the play, but does he really care about Reuniclus? Does Reuniclus really threaten him that much that he'd like to do that? Because honestly, because his play is to switch into the Landorus onto the Tyranitar slot. I can't really go for Shattered Psyche in the Tyranitar slot in case he doesn't switch it out. I'm going to go for the knockoff. I'm going to switch into my my Abomasnow. I think he switches out the Tyranitar. I really think he switches out the Tyranitar. When I get rid of a possible berry on the Zapdos, change up the weather right here. And I also have the option of not Mega Evolving my Abomasnow. No, he doesn't bring it out. Okay, so just completely willing to risk his Tyranitar right there. He goes for a Crunch, probably in the Reuniclus. Okay, Reuniclus wasn't the threat right there, so not assessing the threat, obviously. Just very, very odd play for my opponent. Gets a critical hit. So obviously my opponent would know I'm Assault Vest based off that damage and getting a critical hit. So I can freely, since his Tyranitar is in here right here, now I could just freely go for a Drain Punch right here. Even if he switches into his Landorus, the Landorus is going down. And then I'm going to get a really powerful Blizzard off into the Zapdos. Now, the Heat Wave did miss the Abomasnow, which is lucky on my part, but I wasn't anticipating my opponent to just keep the Tyranitar in that right there and to lose it. So we're going to go for a Blizzard right here. He's probably just going to go for the Heat Wave play. Surprisingly enough, he doesn't switch out his Tyranitar into his Landorus. He'd probably be losing his Landorus, but I think the Tyranitar, the switch up to the weather, and just to get off a lot of damage, especially against the Reuniclus to prevent me from getting up a Trick Room late game. Little reckless. But the Tyranitar is going to go down right here. So it's going to be the Landorus, and I don't think he revealed his last Pokemon, so it's just going to be Landorus, which, if it is Choice Band, it can't protect, and then it's pretty much going to be an OHKO. And I think even through an Assault Vest, this will be able to take it out. It's going to be the Metagross. Okay, we can freely go for a knockoff into that. Even if it has the Mega Stone onto it, this should be doing a lot of damage. Well, we are at -2. I'm still going to go for a Bullet Punch. Probably wouldn't be able to take me out. Let's see how many turns of Trick Room we have left right here. We have 2 more turns of Trick Room left. Don't want to switch that in. I'm going to switch it into my Stakataka. Because it's not really doing too much right now. He can go for a Bullet Punch, but I don't think the Bullet Punch would be able to take out my Abomasnow. And Bullet Punch on Mega Metagross at that isn't that common. Usually you have like Iron Head, maybe even Ice Punch, Protect, Stomping Tantrum, Zen Headbutt. There's really no room for Bullet Punch unless you want to have it for priority in certain situations. But he has a Tapu Lele on his team, so I don't think he would have Bullet Punch on a team that has Tapu Lele, considering the fact that you wouldn't be able to go for it on Granite Pokemon. So this is probably Choice Landorus. So the Landorus is going to be going down because, again, it is Choice. It's not going to be able to survive this. And even if it was the Assault Vest, I still don't think it would be able to survive this. And we have 1 more turn of Trick Room left after this. Now, granted, Stakataka really isn't doing anything right now, but that's fine. Abomasnow really isn't doing too much right here yet either. I even think that a Gyro Ball will probably do the most possible damage. And then I'm going to keep my Abomasnow alive in the back, bring my Reuniclus, so I have 2 options to go for a Trick Room the following turn. And if he takes out the Stakataka right here, it's perfectly fine. I'll be able to bring in my Scrafty, fake it out, and then go for a Trick Room with my Reuniclus. And then I'll have my Scrafty in under Trick Room against this Metagross when it's intimidated. That does so much damage! Oh my goodness, that does so much damage. That does so much damage in return, and we're going to survive this turn from hell, but holy crap, that does so much damage, dude. Wow, I am extremely impressed. I really am. Unless he has Stomping Tantrum, there's really no way for him to take out my there's no way for him to take out my Stakataka. And I feel like if he had Stomping Tantrum, he would have went for it on the previous turn because my Abomasnow doesn't threaten the Metagross. It really doesn't. I mean, granted, the Stakataka doesn't threaten the Metagross either, but you'd think that the Stakataka would be the bigger issue because it could possibly have, I don't know, like Earthquake for the Metagross. Yeah, we're just going to get a Trick Room right here, and that's essentially going to be game. And since that Gyro Ball did that much damage to the Metagross, I'm just going to go for another Gyro Ball on a Blizzard. Don't even have to bring in my Scrafty again, because the Gyro Ball should be able to cleanly take it out. I guess it does that much damage because, number one, it's Stab, and Metagross is really, really quick, especially if this is max speed Metagross. Metagross is going to protect. It's all for naught. I don't know why he's stalling the game out. Because you're going to have to get a quad protect in order to stall out these turns of Trick Room, and I've never seen that. I've seen a triple protect before. I really have. And even that is extremely uncommon. So I'm just going to go ahead and literally like mash my buttons right here because we all know what's going to happen. He doesn't have pressure, so he can't stall out the turns of the amount of turns of Blizzard that I have. He's just going to go for it. Let's see if he gets it. Well, I've only seen a triple protect once. Let's see if my opponent does get a triple protect. I don't know what I'll do if he gets it, but I'll likely laugh because we'll still have 1 more turn of Trick Room left after that. So again, it's all for naught. We'll have 2 more Blizzards after this. I guess it's something else to consider. He's not going to go for it. So I don't know why the last 2 protects mattered. I don't know. But, GG's to my opponent. Alright, so we lost one, we won one. We could have played the first game a lot better if we had gone with our gut and switched in our Abomasnow onto the Stakataka slot. That would have prevented us from getting Encored. We would have been able to get up Trick Room, and we would have weather control as well. That would essentially forced him to probably switch out his Togedemaru. Because again, it wasn't doing too much to the Reuniclus or the Abomasnow. And he'd probably want to switch out of his Charizard too because it lost weather control. It's at -2. That would almost have to force him to switch in the Feeny against an Abomasnow under the Trick Room. So, and he had the Drampa in the back. If you switch a Drampa in, I can go for a Blizzard into it, and then my Reuniclus could go for a Shattered Psyche into it. So if we would have went for that play, I guarantee you win that game. So only that one play had lost us that game. Anyway, going to end the episode right here. I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. I like this team. I'm a big fan of hard Trick Room teams. If you have any suggestions of Pokemon or teams down below, feel free to. Anyway, guys, have a great day. I'll catch you all later, and peace.